This is the Town of Lake Park, Florida regular commission meeting for Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. The time is now 6:33 p.m. Can we have the clerk please take the roll call?
Commissioner Linden,
Here.
Commissioner O'Rourke,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas,
Present.
Vice Mayor Hensley, Mayor Mashad.
Here. Can we all please rise for the pledge? All right. Okay, next we have the approval of the agenda. If there are any modifications to be made, please say so now. Otherwise, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve agenda. Second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The approval agenda passes 4-0. Next, we have a special presentation and report. Our first one is a proclamation of Let's Move Palm Beach County, March 2026. Do we have the recipient here? All right, please come on up. Hello, hello. Okay. Get right to it.
This one's better.
Okay. Thank you. All right. This is a proclamation for Let's Move Palm Beach County for March 2026. Whereas the Town of Lake Park takes special notice and acknowledges exceptional organizations that help residents who live, work, and play within the jurisdiction. And whereas in 2014, Digital Vibes became a nonprofit to reach out to underserved youth in Palm Beach County by empowering them through dance, fitness, technology, and the arts. And whereas Digital Vibes partners with the Palm Health Foundation annually to host the Let's Move Commit to Change Physical Activity Challenge, a countywide initiative that focuses on physical activity, nutrition, and healthy behaviors. And whereas Digital Vibes, Inc. and Palm Health Foundation present the annual challenge, which takes place annually from March 1st to 31st, and encourages individuals within and beyond Palm Beach County to take charge of their health by participating in fun fitness exercises. And whereas the Let's Move initiative was originally introduced on the national level by First Lady Michelle Obama in 2010, with the goal of decreasing childhood obesity throughout the United States due to the fact that nearly 1 in 3 children in the United States are overweight or obese. And if this problem persists, 1/3 of all children born in 2000 or later will suffer from diabetes at some point in their lives or will face other obesity-related health problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, asthma, and cancer. And whereas Digital Vibes and the Palm Health Foundation invite all residents to take the challenge to move by forming teams, registering online, committing to exercising for at least 30 minutes a day throughout the month of March, and logging their minutes on Let's Move website, www.letsmovepbc.org. In 2012, Palm Beach County logged 100,000 minutes in the first year of the challenge, and we have met the challenge each year since, rising in 2025 to over 101 million minutes logged. Impressive. Now, therefore, I, Roger Mashad, Mayor of the Town of Lake Park, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as Let's Move Palm Beach County, and urge all citizens to join us in moving to improve their fitness, mental health, and overall health. Congratulations.
Thank you all so much. This is truly a pleasure to accept this proclamation and
The ball has already started. The cities are logging in their minutes, and the competition is pretty heavy. So for those who don't know, it's also city versus city. So we have the city of Wellington, the city of West Palm Beach, city of Delray. Everyone is participating in the city of Lake Park. So if you guys have not already joined the team and logged in your minutes, we would highly encourage you all to do so. For the last 5 years, the city of Wellington has taken home the throne. So we are looking forward for another city to challenge the city of Wellington, and we hope that it's you guys. So thank you all so much, and may the best city/team win.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You want to go run to her now? Go run. Okay, next we have a presentation, discussion, and direction on the Evergreen House Preservation Project, Baker Design Build with 30% plans. Are you coming out, Jamie Morales? Yes. Mr. Jamie, you may begin.
Good afternoon, commissioners and general public. This is Jamie Morales, Public Works. And the reason that we're here is to discuss the 30% plan proposal for the Evergreen Restoration Project. It's a little bit difficult to see, but this is the current layout of the house. And so the engineer has titled it as demolition plan. There's only certain modifications that are going to take place. I don't know if this has a cursor. Oh, probably it does. Oh, but I can't use it there. Typically, it's within the hallway that has direction to the bathroom, and you will see it at the next slide. Is where we propose the majority of the improvements on this area for the Evergreen, just to meet the ADA compliance. So this is the existing floor plan. It has a better view of it. The area that typically we're going to look at as we look from the south towards the north side, it should be like the center after the kitchen area. That hallway that's right there that has the exit to the exterior room, that gallery room, that's where the majority of the improvements are going to be, and the proposed modifications are to meet, like I said, ADA compliance, so that way any person could have full access to the bathroom. As you can see, this is the new floor plan, and it clearly identifies where you have the small box that circles around the modification. The door that goes north to the gallery area, that's where the door, there's going to be installed a door that's going to meet the ADA compliance so it can have access to the bathroom directly. That way we won't have to impede the north side of the hallway that goes towards the west and it goes to the living room. This is a high view of the bathrooms modification. As I mentioned earlier, that's the north door that goes to the gallery, and then the south door that goes near the utility room and the one that enters the room that they have as storage now, and the bathroom. Besides that, that should be it.
Okay. Thank you for that. And there's not going to be any change in the layout of it. Just repairing certain walls that have deferred maintenance.
Yep.
The bathroom, and you did not say you were enlarging the bathroom, just repairing walls on that as well.
It's only access. The modifications that it's going to have in the inside on the layout is just for access purposes to comply with ADA, or just to comply with ADA.
Okay. Okay.
Requirements.
Commissioner Linden, you have questions?
I have two questions, actually. To get this ready, I read in somewhere in the report where you're going to cover the floors, cover the ceilings, and because it's all historic old wood, what's going to be used to cover those?
Oh, we'll cover any material that we may use. Probably we have, it's called roof laying material that we put. It's like a carton that we put on the floor just to prevent it when we're working. And then we'll cover the ceiling as we do the improvements on that area. But besides that, nothing else should have an impact. So everything
Nice.
will be preserved. There will be slight modification on that area where we have the entrance, the hallway, where we have to the gallery room. That entrance, because it needs to be modified just to widen it a little, so then it could comply with ADA. It can meet ADA requirements.
All right,
The
so
only modification.
any demolition and reconstruction of the ceiling
No.
or,
Only that little section, Commissioner, because we need to expand or, open that section so it can meet ADA compliance. So only that section will require a little modification on the ceiling. Regardless of that, no other area will be touched.
and it's 100% funded with the grant we got for this?
With the grant and our match. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. One other question. There's stuff inside there, obviously. Is there an inventory that's being done as to who that stuff belongs to?
Everything already has been relocated and has been storage. They did do an inventory. Now we're going to sit down, and as we move forward, we're going to sit down with the Historical Society to determine what items are town and what belongs to the society.
Yeah, that needs to be done because they need to know in the future what's theirs and how they're going to handle it moving forward.
And under the direction of Richard, which he suggested, we're also going to do a facility uses agreement for the facility with the Historical Society.
I would be in support of that as well.
Okay.
So, any questions over here to my right? No? Commissioner Thomas.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Approximately how long are we anticipating this project like to take?
4 months.
Okay, but this says 30% plans. So
Yes.
30% plans as far as drawings, 30% plans as far as where we are in planning, 30%?
No, okay, so if there's not any modifications or suggestions today, we'll have the consultant finalize the plan, and then we'll move to construction immediately.
So from the time of construction to the end, 4 months?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay. Well, Vice Mayor's not here, so aside from that, you have everybody's thoughts and questions, so thank you for that
Thank you.
presentation.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Sir?
A comment.
Sure.
I wanted to recognize Commissioner Linden for his work with the Historic Society
Absolutely.
and moving this project forward, and thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm smiling. Hey, I already knew it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, we have public comment. I have public comment cards here. We'll go right ahead and get right to it. The first one we have is Michael Steinhauer. And for the record, I have passed out your comment to the entire dais.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Michael Steinhauer, 435 Greenbrier Drive. Good evening. I would like to share my experiences on how residents react to the alleged sunshine law violations related to the marina process. The apprehension has been passionate. From the very beginning, many residents were already uneasy about the marina agreement, particularly the length of the leases and the long-term commitment of public waterfront property. There are disagreements about the financial terms, and there are concerns about whether the town negotiated the best possible deal. Those are policy debates. What has shifted the conversation now is the issue of transparency. The town is currently being sued for sunshine law violations related to the marina developer selection process. That fact alone has deeply unsettled many residents. People are asking direct questions. Why is the town being sued over how the decision was made? Why are there claims that transparency standards were not met? How did we arrive at a 99-year public land agreement that is now under legal challenge? When a decision of this magnitude is tied to a Sunshine lawsuit, residents do not see this as just a technical legal issue, as some have described it. They see it as a breakdown in transparency, and that's unsettling. It's not simply a disagreement over policy. It's the reality that one of the most consequential decisions in our town's history is now clouded by concerns about whether it was handled fully in the Sunshine. And when trust is shaken, the impact goes beyond one project. It affects how residents view every future redevelopment discussion, every major contract, every vote involving public land. This is not about blame. That has to be settled. It is now also about restoring confidence. If there are serious concerns about both the financial terms and the integrity of the process, then the town has an opportunity to now demonstrate leadership. The town can choose to ensure that going forward, whatever project is taken is done openly, clearly, resident-focused, and resident-driven. Residents are not seeking conflict. We are looking for confidence. And now that confidence needs to be rebuilt. Meet with us to find a path together. Thank you.
Thank you. Larry Zabek.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Town Commission. Thank you very much for this evening. My name is Larry Zabik, and I'm with Zabik & Associates. Since the beginning of the Nautilus 220 project in Lake Park, I've worked with Peter Bacterian as the project manager, including the work at the marina. I'm here to address the barge lease. In the summer of 2020, we entered into an agreement with the town to lease slips in the marina. The slip leases specifically allowed us to dock a barge, and the town represented that the barge could be docked there and was used as our sales facility. The original agreement included a termination clause that either party could terminate in 60 days, after which, under the agreement, the marina facility had to be restored to its original condition, except that fixed docks would be installed in slips D55, floating docks would be installed in slips D55 to D57. To complement Cape Matters, that restoration requirement was omitted in subsequent annual leases. While the barge was in the marina, all rent was paid timely, and the working relationship between us and the town was professional and collaborative. In 2025, the town notified us that Florida Department of Environmental Protection determined the barge violated DEP's rules and the sales barge had to be removed. We removed the barge in October of 2025 without complaining that the barge was never supposed to be in the marina at all. Months later, we received a letter from the town's attorney demanding that we pay rent for the slips that were not occupied, after the barge had already been removed, and further, that we underwrite $850,000 of improvements to the marina, which are not specified in any agreement, without providing any details or specifications, and without any reference to the town's legal basis for the demands. We're willing to work to restore the marina or pay the town the monetary equivalent of that restoration work. We have communicated as such, but from what we can see, the town's only response is we didn't make that offer soon enough. We have requested a face-to-face meeting with the town and its council, with this contractor, and with a mediator if that would be helpful. We have not received a response to that request yet. We understand that at the last meeting, the town commission directed the attorney to initiate litigation. The town has its attorneys, Forest has their attorneys, but anyone who's litigated something that runs for years at the end of the day, no one wins. We are encouraging the Commission to require a meeting as we have requested. Mediation will be mandatory in any set of litigation. So before any other action is taken, we're requesting that we do this meeting. Everyone can put their cards on the table. We can come to an acceptable resolution so that we can move forward. And I appreciate your time this evening.
Peter Batarian.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Peter Batarian, developer of Nautilus 220 and the town's selected P3 partner for the Marina Redevelopment Project. For years, I've invested significant time, capital, and personal commitment into Lake Park. As you know, Nautilus 220 is the largest economic engine the town has seen in decades. I know each of you personally, and you all have my cell phone number. I'm in Lake Park every day. I'm here tonight to set the record straight. Our company was selected through a competitive public P3 process. The Commission voted unanimously in our favor. The town was represented by its town attorney and a third-party consultant. The selection and approvals occurred during multiple fully noticed public hearings. There was no backroom deal. The process was transparent, legal, and deliberate. The suggestion that the Sunshine Law was violated is simply wrong. After selection, we spent nearly 2 years negotiating a comprehensive development agreement. Both sides invested approximately $500,000 each in legal fees and professional fees to finalize a binding contract. The agreement was executed and ratified by the prior commission. The message now being sent to the development community is troubling. Is a contract not a contract in Lake Park? Is that the message you want to send to future developers or anyone else who wants to contract with the town? For more than 3 years, we worked in good faith to implement the project. It advanced the town's vision and long-term planning objectives. The marina redevelopment was publicly discussed, displayed on the town's website, and represented to residents as the part of the town's future. Everything remained on track until February 2025. Meetings were slowed, communication stalled, and progress stopped. Most critically, the town canceled a scheduled meeting with the governor and cabinet to remove the deed restriction required under the contract. Without the removal, the project cannot proceed. The town also withdrew the DEP and Army Corps permit application previously approved by the former administration. Importantly, had the DEP permit not been withdrawn, the project would have proceeded and delivered significant economic benefits to the town. The project would have generated an immediate $1.2 million payment, $300,000 in annual lease payments, and approximately $1 million a year in additional tax revenue. However, these benefits never came to pass due to the town's recent actions that were intentional and not inherited. Despite this, we remain ready to deliver a $250 million project.
Thank you very much, Mr. Batarian.
Sorry?
Thank you. Your time is up. Brady Drew. Okay, thank you. I just saw that. My apologies. Mary Taylor. Ms. Taylor, I see you have two colored comment cards. I assume you're going to get those both within the... Okay. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Taylor. I reside at 209 Park Avenue, and I am a former Lake Park Commissioner. I am greatly saddened by the accusations and subsequent lawsuits filed against the town of Lake Park. One filed December 2025 by Forest Development to enforce the P3 agreement, and another filed 3 weeks ago against the town and former commissioners for having violated the Sunshine Law during meetings when P3 marina agreements were made. If these costly lawsuits continue, Lake Park could suffer irrevocable financial and reputational damage. I'm here to say I believe there was never any intention to violate the Sunshine Law, but lack of intention doesn't matter. The Sunshine Law is no fault. It doesn't matter if the violation was done intentionally or by mistake or by equipment failure. Any decision made in violation of Sunshine Law is void. The result is the same in that the residents and the public have no way of knowing how the decision to choose forest development was made. If I were still a commissioner, which I'm not, I would speak up. I would say commissioners did not intend to violate the Sunshine Law, but I must reject the P3 agreement made in violation of the Sunshine Law, the Florida law that guarantees the public access to governmental proceedings, meetings, and records. I would not continue to negotiate an agreement that I know was made in violation of the Sunshine Law. If I continued negotiating, I would be condoning and perpetuating a violation, and I would expose myself to penalties for violating the oath I took as a commissioner. And I would have no defense. I would ask our attorney to do everything necessary to terminate the P3 agreement so that our present town administration and commission could resume their regular responsibilities, move forward, and regain respect from the citizens of Lake Park. Citizens deserve transparent, honest representation. I want to thank Richard Reed and Tom Baird for their professionalism in navigating the town through this turbulent and unsettled situation that they inherited from the last administration. The town of Lake Park is fortunate to have these two distinguished men to guide us through these troubled times and into a brighter future. I thank you both. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we have that's all the public comment cards I have for the general session of public comment. We do have 2 public comment cards, but they are for an agenda item, which is coming up soon. Next, we have the consent agenda. If there are any modifications to be made, please say so now. If not, I will entertain a motion. And we only have 2 of you, so at the moment.
I move to accept the consent agenda as written.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, the consent passes unanimously. Next, I have nothing on ordinance on first reading. I also have nothing on ordinance on second reading. I do have, however, I have one item on new business, a presentation, discussion, and direction on the U.S. Highway 1 median landscaping plan from Silver Beach Road to Palmetto Drive by Florida Department of Transportation, otherwise known as FDOT. Jamie, you may begin. No, Jamie's coming up right now. Jamie, you may begin.
Good afternoon, commissioners and general public. Again, Jamie Morales from Public Works. I'm here to present the FDOT standalone landscape project in collaboration and with Damaris from FDOT and Aaron from the consulting firm from FDOT.
Welcome. Again.
I'm Damaris Williams. You probably have seen me before. I was a project manager for the US 1 project where you guys did a resolution of support for the medians. So we have a project that followed the project, the roadway project, and it's a landscape project that plans to landscape. However, in order to proceed, we wanted to ask you guys, and I'm giving you a preview before I let Aaron speak. If you guys are wanting to enter a maintenance agreement because anything extra that requires, I probably should let Aaron take care of that. Anyways, that's why we're here. I'll let Aaron speak, and if you guys have any questions, we'll both chime in as needed.
So, commissioners, just to give you a sense of an overview of why we're here today. So, last year, as FDOT presented the improvements to US 1 from Silver Beach to Palmetto, we discussed the crosswalk, we discussed the enhancement on the road and the bike path that FDOT has proposed. And at such time, we had resigned on the idea to having the pavers or the stamp crosswalks within US 1, and we went with regular crosswalk. We also had advised, and the commissioner had asked us, that the next step will require from FDOT to present the landscaping plans for the corridor, which would require or incorporate medians in that section of the corridor. The commissioner at such point was interested in such part of the project, and FDOT, as that determination, they prepared this plan, and now they're presenting it with the options for the town to make a formal decision on wanting to move forward with the enhancements of the media and the landscaping, or a decision of how as FDOT would move going forward.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. So, is this the clicker? Take that through. Perfect, thank you. So, just to kind of reiterate what Jamie said, this is the dependent standalone landscape project that follows the roadway construction project. So, just want to make that distinction between the two. Talking to Public Works, they did have some roadway requests, which would be separate from this project. So anything roadway related, crosswalks, lighting, safety improvements, things like that, that would be handled separately from this. So this project is purely the landscape beautification aspect to it. The medians are already let for construction, correct? Yeah. So the construction hasn't started, but the project has been let. It's been awarded. It's coming later this year. So we're in the design phase, looking at the landscape options for the corridor for these medians. There's no real opportunity for street trees along the corridor. The right-of-way is right at the back of the sidewalk. So, realistically, the only beautification possible is in the medians. Let's go back real quick. So project limits, Silver Beach Road to Palmetto Drive, basically spanning the town limits of Lake Park, bordering the village of North Palm on the north, Riviera Beach on the south. So we're tying into the existing medians that are both north and south of this small stretch. Hoping to provide a kind of a similar landscape aesthetic to those, creating a cohesive corridor throughout. Quick overview of the project. As I mentioned, we're only focused on landscape right now. Right now we have submitted our 60% plans to DOT, and we did go ahead and include the full landscape and irrigation in that submittal, hoping to partner with the town on the future maintenance part and allow us to provide that value and benefit. DOT funds the installation of all of those improvements, and we look to our local agencies to take on the maintenance of them. The design is not set. It's something that we'll work through with Public Works. We can also work through with the commission to make sure it's something that, the town is excited for and can maintain long term. So, looking at the medians, there are about 5 total medians, so it's not a whole lot of space. Quite a bit of different intersections and driveways that we're still maintaining access to. Right here I've got an overview, and we do have 2 options that we can talk through. One is providing full landscaping, trees, palms, ground cover, shrubs, with the irrigation. The other option is, if the town was looking for a reduced maintenance, throughout the corridor, we could just go with trees, palms, and sod and eliminate that ground cover. That eliminates your need for trimming and kind of ongoing maintenance for that lower tier of landscaping. Blowing it up, you can kind of see the mix of palm trees in this first median. Getting into the bigger ones, we're creating a nice repetition of multi-level, multi-story palms with the understory plantings, tying in several different species of flowering trees, and then also creating a backbone of larger oaks, providing that canopy that corridor really needs. Kind of the continuation of that median. Let me go back real quick. So as you can see, the tip of that median is obviously less landscaped than some of the other portions of it. There are a good number of sight lines that we have to maintain. Obviously, safety is DOT's top concern, so maintaining the site visibility throughout the corridor is important. So if you see any of those sections, that's why. Maintaining those safety criteria. The second set, is a series of 3 medians starting at Park Ave up to Palmetto, and then going into the more detailed view, again, maintaining those safety criteria. The median nose does have more restrictions than others, so the medians with these bull nose or channelized turns obviously provide their own set of challenges. Again, another traffic separator type median, tying in a couple medules, which you see frequently throughout the Riviera Beach section. Again, trying to bring that aesthetic up into the town of Lake Park as well. And again, just finishing it off with that most northern median that's just south of Palmetto Drive. Some of the material that we're looking to use, again, just providing you some visuals of what they are. If you don't know the different species names, a lot of people don't, but giving you a good mix of canopy trees, Florida-friendly palms, and some different tough, low-maintenance material that provides some great color and aesthetic interest. And finishing off with the ground covers, and again, open to feedback from the commission and also Public Works on your interest and level of maintenance. And the main goal for tonight is to just gauge and present the project, put it out there for conversation, and really determine if the town has interest in signing the agreement. We're not asking for signatures tonight. Part of the process is to really work with the town on developing exactly what you're looking for and the level of maintenance that you would want to commit to. So, we just need that commitment to move forward. We'll develop the agreements and the final plans based on, your preference and your input. The benefit to the town, right now we have just under $500,000 programmed for the project. I am sitting at about $650,000, so we're a little bit over budget. DOT is going through their work program cycle updates where they move money around, they work on the funding, so we're hoping that we can get that full amount covered. We do have strategies to go ahead and make sure that you benefit from the full project. We've already been coordinating with the roadway engineers on the preceding project to include a lot of that irrigation infrastructure, your directional bores, your irrigation sleeving, the electric service, things like that that are kind of more suited to a roadway construction project, especially tearing up a full roadway corridor. We can move that money into that project and, kind of free up some of our budget to really just provide that landscaping. So, just showing you kind of where we're at. We're not looking for matches. A lot of the grant projects that you do, the town needs to match. We're not looking for that. We're really just looking for that maintenance commitment down the road. I went ahead and put together a very approximate cost estimate of what the future maintenance could include. I went, with the full fertilization, pruning, everything that you could provide on really a high-end, luxury condo. assuming that that's not going to happen in a roadway, it's also not needed. But I wanted to give you an estimate of the worst case scenario, and you would be looking at roughly an annual cost of about $24,000 to maintain that whole corridor. Now, obviously, that can be further refined. We can work with any of your preferred landscape contractors that you might already have on board maintaining other areas. We know you have Sunshine working down at Bostrom Park. We worked with them on that project, so we could always coordinate with them to get some real numbers for you if you're interested. We can also dial back some of those proposed activities. Next steps, we are just looking for that commitment to give the commission an idea of timing. You wouldn't be stepping into maintaining it right now. We have design and submittals through the end of the year with a project letting of March of next year, probably approximately 6 to 9 months of construction and a 2-year establishment period after that. So all in, we would be looking for the town to assume maintenance responsibilities at the end of 2029, very beginning of 2030. So, number of years down the road. And that's about all I have.
Thank you for that. Question I have, that slideshow that you're using, is there any way you can share that with the commission?
Absolutely.
Because you have numbers on there, and I'd like to see the numbers, and I also know they would like to see them as well.
Yes.
Just so that way we have an idea of what kind of numbers we would be working with, or numbers we'd see overall as far as the project's concerned.
Yeah.
Especially with respects to the maintenance. So if that's possible.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
I just got it to Jamie. We were a little bit behind for getting it into the package, but
That's okay.
Absolutely
That's okay.
share
Just
that with
making
you.
that request now. I'm going to start with you, Commissioner O'Rourke, for questions.
Thank you. First of all, I'm down at that area on US 1. I walk my dog there all the time. It's not a very safe area. The cars fly down that road at incredible speeds. I'm glad to see that we're planning something with regard to the landscaping, because that does have an impact of slowing down the traffic. But there's another aspect to that. I'm looking at the landscape islands themselves, and it looks as if there will be those islands will close access to certain roadways. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. The most prominent being Greenbrier. It will actually open a safer way of turning on Park Avenue. So I'm looking at median 1 right now. But Greenbrier would be closed off from opposite lane traffic.
Correct. Yes, that's a channelized turn at that point, so it would not allow left turns out from Greenbrier.
Which may be a good thing for our traffic pattern within our town. Not that really has nothing to do with you, but we could have an added benefit, because then those smaller streets would not be used as auxiliary access to US 1,
Right.
which becomes a problem because, again, on those streets where we live, there's a lot of traffic, and they travel pretty fast on those roads, especially during rush hour. Median 2 closes off Hawthorne, correct? And here's the interesting one. You have on Ilex. Tell me about, well, I have a little.
Do we have those?
Yeah, you have this little diamond there. You know what I'm talking about? Not that one, but this smaller one.
I skipped that one because we're not landscaping that one. So that would be.
But that would still be,
It would still close it off. That would be a dual channelized turn for both directions.
okay, so it would allow turning on that area.
Correct. From
Okay.
US 1 onto the locals, but it would be right turn only from the locals onto
Right.
US 1.
I'm sorry.
Right turn only.
Okay.
So you would only be able to turn onto US 1 in the direction of the travel lanes
Right,
that are
in the
closest to
direction
you.
of the traveling traffic. Okay,
Yeah, so
good.
you wouldn't be able to make a left turn across US 1 into the opposite direction.
As the suicide lanes are
Yeah,
currently.
correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's not a real good name for road suicide lanes, but, and being in the,
They call it.
an attorney that handles
It's the technical name.
handles traffic cases all the time. The left-hand turn is the most dangerous
Correct.
action in driving action, and it causes the most deaths, actually. So I'm glad to see that. You have, on the other end of the roadway, you have pretty much the same type of setup that starts at Silver Beach, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, can you pull that up? I'm having trouble finding it. There it is. I got it.
Yes,
Nope,
it's Silver Beach is the furthest south.
Right.
That is signalized, and then just north of that is the first median right at Bayberry.
Okay, so it would close off Bayberry also to those left-hand turns.
Yes.
Okay. So in essence, what you're saying is in order to get into our town, you're really going to be coming through Park Avenue.
Park Avenue, Palmetto, and Silver Beach. So we weren't involved with the access, approvals, access management plan, but it seems, just looking at it quickly, what DOT was trying to do was force traffic into the signalized intersections versus making those left-hand turns across oncoming traffic.
Okay. And that's a good thing too, right? Okay. Those are safety things that are built into this project, correct?
Built into the project prior to ours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And one last thing, I want to thank, you're the FDOT person, right?
Damaris.
I want to thank you for the crosswalk areas that you've just completed or almost complete with. They're much better. It makes it easier for you to cross the roadway even without these buffers. And the work was well done. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mayor.
Thank you. No problem. Commissioner Thomas, did you have anything? Okay. You may begin.
Thank you. Beautiful. I wanted to ask the question that relates to, and this might be for staff as well as for you, but I think right now you're looking for information as it relates to the landscaping. Is there a way that you could give us a low, medium, high maintenance? Like, you can like break it out for us so that, because there are just certain vegetation there that requires more maintenance than others. While I enjoy palms, depending on the type of palm, which maintain themselves, they can fall on the cars, right? And then, of course, there's issues too with palms where it does require some maintenance, someone going in there and actually maintaining it. So I was hoping that maybe you could break down the type of landscaping based on if this was a high maintenance landscaping, a low maintenance, and a medium maintenance, So it also gives us as the commission some idea. Why am I saying that? It's because when I look at Park Avenue, we get what we pay for, correct? And so that is a concern. The other thing that I'd like to find out is on Ilex, because now that Jasmine has been interrupted, I remember when Earl Stewart, God remembers that, came in for approval, there was a lot of opposition to the residents there about having traffic coming in on Ilex, specifically truck traffic, the vehicles, right? And now that we have that dedicated turn that's going to go east, I want to make sure, too, that we maintain our agreement when Earl Stewart and the town decided here we weren't going to allow for it, because a lot of that, too, Earl Stewart was unloading their vehicle in the median, correct? And I think there was also the concern about ensuring that it would only go along Palmetto East. But staff needs to just check me, on that. And I just want to make sure that we are being consistent with what the agreement was with our residents as well as with Earl Stewart with that, okay?
So Commissioner, again, Jamie, based on my recollection, and Nadia is here and she could corroborate if I'm right, we did the staff had a conversation with Mr. Stewart. One of the agreements is that he was going to educate his carriers on how to enter into the facilities, and at no point that he was or they were going to use Lakeshore Drive as intended to move around the carrier. They would probably enter by Jasmine because Jasmine is a right. We have.
But it closes it up now. The way this is, it closes it. I mean, based on what I saw, it actually closes it, and it only allows for Ilex West and Ilex East.
So the proposed was that they were going to do the turn, come around, going north, and then enter his facility, right, on Jasmine, that location that he has, the offset on his dealer shop, that we're going to do the movement. They could move around his dealer shop, but they were not touching Lakeshore Drive. So they were going to exit on Palmetto and then go directly to US 1 and connect to North.
Okay. So glad you said that. Okay. So I've done some observation myself, and right now, I do know there must be some big trucks that are coming off of Ilex because when it's wet, there's some large grooves that are along Ilex Drive on Earl Stewart's side. Okay? So I am just concerned that when we do have those large trucks that are coming in and trying to make that U-turn, I would imagine, to try to come up and, for whatever reason, they juxtapose, Jasmine Drive, that they're able to do that, and it is on their property and not within the right-of-way and tearing up the medians along Ilex Drive.
Well, they wouldn't turn off, they wouldn't damage the median. They would be doing that cut turn coming north. But they're not going, they have to come south, or they get out a Blue Heron.
So you're saying that they're going to be coming north, they're going to be directed to come north?
They have to come north.
Travel north.
Because there's no way that they can make the clean turn if they're going south.
Okay.
So they literally, what we agreed, and Nadia's here, she can correct, they agreed that they would probably use, instead of using North Lake as an exit, that we're going to use Blue Heron. And Blue Heron come north, enter the dealer shop, their property, and unload.
Okay. And so another thing that I've observed is the unloading of these trucks that park along Jasmine Drive on the west side. Now, I've made some complaints. I don't necessarily know whether it is the dealership that's at that corner or if, in fact, it is also Earl Stewart because right now it's easy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we are adhering to our residents as it relates to that business on the east side,
We'll
right?
take notes, and we'll ask Nadia to have the inspector go in and check, and code enforcement will check and see.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Are you done, Commissioner Thomas?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Commissioner O'Rourke.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment. I understand your concerns about the trucks on Ilex. Is that it?
The east end of Ilex.
And Jasmine on the west side of that US 1.
Were you
There's-
talking the west or the east?
There's both. There's two
I,
separate issues.
I was going to address the one with regard to the west. There's also another car dealership there that I don't know if we have an agreement with them with regard to their trucks. So that's something you may want to look into, and that's all I wanted
Yeah,
to
it's a
say.
smaller dealership that's
Yes.
on the west end.
And they have a lot of cars in there. I went past by there today.
We'll take notes, and I'll talk to Nadia to see if we can have code enforcement.
Okay.
Because they do come in the residential community,
Okay.
along that.
And I would agree with Commissioner Thomas's request about giving us the three-tiered on the maintenance, as well as what trees we're going to use, because I'd rather have low maintenance as possible on the types of trees. And some of those I know very well just from experience on my own home, as well as my mom's home. And some of them can be high maintenance,
There are a few.
especially on the palm tree side.
Yeah.
Provide a variety.
Yeah, so the goal was to provide obviously the highest maintenance tree is the medjool. You know, it takes the most amount of pruning, the most amount of fertilization to keep it healthy and looking good. We only use 2 of them on the entire project, and they're only in the small little diamond separators. And the reason why I selected that species there is it mimics the same character and look just south of us. I mean, literally just south of Silver Beach in Riviera. A lot of their diamond separators have that individual medjool planting.
You're basically doing uniformity.
Correct. Yeah. Trying to create, I know they're separate cities and towns, but trying to create a cohesive look along US 1. So, you know, happy to remove them. I personally don't like planting many of them anymore. They're overused palm. You know, they are susceptible to disease. Not a whole lot of it in this area specifically, so it's not really a concern. Also planted in isolated instances like that, again, not a huge concern. But, you know, happy to look at a different species there for you. Some of the other species, the 2 canopy trees, oak trees, not a whole lot of maintenance there. There's no fertilization needed. Please don't over prune your oak trees. A lot of places do. They look horrible. It's, you know, puts them at risk. Really, the only thing you need to do is prune for clearance over the roadway. Let the oak do its oak thing. Crepe myrtle, another one, gets you color with next to no maintenance. Again, you're just pruning for clearance over the roadway, which you really shouldn't have to do much. You know, that's a pretty heavily used tree up in the village of North Palm. So again, trying to tie some of that material into the corridor. Sable palm doesn't get much tougher. Florida state tree, no maintenance. You prune it once a year at most. Again, please stop over pruning trees. I say to everybody, I'm not saying you guys do, but you know, the little feather dusters is not what those trees are supposed to look like.
Yeah, actually, I have those in my home.
Yeah, so, and then the other one's Montgomery palm solitaires. Solitaires are used for a very specific reason. It's the only, realistically, the only thing of significance that I can put within clear sight lines. It's the only material that gets any height that maintains a 4-inch caliper that I can place within clear sight lines. So 20 foot on center, but at least we can get some material down that, that median that's more than just shrubs. The other couple, you know, Europeans, the Florida thatch, again, very, you know, tough. Blue Leighton, very tough as well. They need a little bit of fertilizer, you know, once a year, twice a year. You know, you're talking a $50 bag of fertilizer could fertilize an entire median, and you're done for half a year. So, you know, that's all they need to stay happy. A lot of the other understory material, the Song of India, crinum lily, and then some of the shrubs, specifically like your muhly grass, kunti, juniper, those were selected so that you never have to go in and prune them. And I can actually increase the quantities. You know, your biggest expense for landscape maintenance is when you have to go in and hedge a bunch of material. You know, it's very labor intensive. You've got a bunch of crews that are coming up and down the roadway, you know, trimming the sides, trimming the tops. So in order to reduce the maintenance but still provide that higher level of aesthetics, we can target species like that. You know, you go in and at most prune the grasses back once a year, you know, hard cut in the winter if they need it. A lot of times it stays warm enough that they don't. So, you know, happy to provide that multiple tier, and we can definitely work with you on the actual design to get more of that in there so it, you know, lessens your burden.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions on this side? Commissioner Linden?
I'm good.
You good? Vice Mayor?
I don't have any questions. I really do. I heard Commissioner Thomas talk about the high, low, medium. I think that's very important when it comes down to maintenance. Even though I know you're about the plants, I wish you guys would have kind of had a design for our sunset celebration for our golf carts crossing and our bike rides. It's going to be kind of difficult to go straight across, but that's a different subject.
We can pass it along to the roadway guys.
Okay. I guess you have another, Commissioner Thomas.
Talking about the specimen tree, the oak tree, which I totally love. I believe it provides a lot of shade. My concern, however, is as it grows, the root system,
Sure.
right? And how it destroys the road, you know? And then because it destroys the road, we destroy the tree, right? So have we thought about how we will, maintain that? The other thing is, because I do love oaks, it's messy, right? And it is going to get into our, drainage. So I'm just thinking about, I love it, because I think that for a community like ours, which is historic in nature, it really provides a setting
Sure.
for our community. But it is messy.
Sure.
Especially this time of the year. It is all over the place, right? And it's similar, and Jamie is nodding his head because it's similar to our mahogany tree, which we're having issues with right now, right?
Sure.
And they're just beautiful. It's the place, the place setting for it. And could we have something that is going to provide the tapestry, or how would you say, the
Canopy setting.
that old feel of what our town is, and I think that character, right, of what our town is. And so those are just things that I'm thinking out loud.
Yep.
Because live oaks are so beautiful, but they do a lot of destruction too.
Yeah, and that is something we considered in the design, weighing the pros and cons of each species.
Yeah.
Oaks provides you the best canopy and the best shade. That's the pro. The con, very aggressive roots. We could go ahead and add root barriers to help protect those curbs. You don't have super wide medians, but you also don't have very narrow medians. So we did keep it in the widest section. I think you had about 10 feet of planting space, which is adequate for an oak without, risking doing, a ton of damage. Maybe 30 years down the road, you might start to see some issues. But, adding in that, the root barrier would help protect your curb and your infrastructure.
Okay.
We could look at other options. Another great option, especially for a coastal community, Gumbo Limbo, goes very much with this, this area. Again, another
More
Florida
native, yeah.
It drops a little bit less leaves. It still has a leaf drop, though. Regardless of what species we go with, there's always some level of con for the mess and the leaf drop. Yes, the oaks drop twice a year, very heavily. Gumbos are what I would consider semi-deciduous, so they do maintain their leaves, but in the winter they will drop them as well to some extent. Especially now with the crazy freeze that we had. Almost every gumbo is bare, so it's going to happen. We could look at black olives, another great tree for the area. Very messy. Less aggressive on the roots, but very messy. Mahoganies, I would never put in a median. Just not a good idea with that fruit drop. So, again, something we can work through with you guys on species selection. But, maybe gumbo, hearing your feedback on the oak trees, maybe the gumbo becomes the better solution.
True. And it's native.
It is native.
Yeah.
It's a slightly less aggressive on the roots, grows in constrained areas a little bit better than what an oak will.
True.
And again,
And it doesn't require as much pruning,
it doesn't,
so it's,
yeah.
right. So
and
it
we
is
can
good.
find some cool, character ones that
True.
give some nice architectural
Yeah.
aesthetic to it.
Absolutely.
So, I love the idea.
All right.
This is one question to FDOT. It's not on our this particular one, but I'm so glad you're here tonight for FDOT. There is a dead, I think it was Medjool palm that's on North Lake.
Okay.
It needs, and North Lake is a state road, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, between Prosperity and Prospect. Yeah, I think it's Prospect. Prospect is in our community, right?
Prospect is on the west end.
Poplar.
Poplar. There you go.
Poplar. It
Okay.
is dead. There's no, I've been wanting to go out there and saw it down myself, but yeah.
we
Just a note to self, FDOT. Thank you.
We can
Okay.
pass
pass it
I do
along
have
to
two
Alex.
public comment cards. I want to get those in. So I will call up first Brady Drew.
Brady Drew, Sable Palm Drive. I'm very excited to see the landscaping moving forward with this project. It's great for the pedestrians and cyclists, and it's going to look beautiful when it's done. Just here to advocate for the tree planting. Trees improve stormwater management by absorbing water through their roots and evaporating it into the air, leading to more comfortable urban temperatures and decreasing requirements on our stormwater infrastructure. They're going to absorb the traffic pollution from all these cars driving by on US 1 by capturing airborne particulate matter on their leaves. They provide some much needed shade for people walking their dogs in the area. And for all these reasons, shade trees increase property values. Nice neighborhoods cultivate mature trees like the live oaks on Flagler. So I'm excited to see live oaks incorporated into these designs to keep that continuity going in the town. I would like to see us move forward with a design that includes more live oaks, maybe some gumbo limbos in place of the medjool date palms, and native palms and ground cover like the cocoa plums and coontie, super low maintenance, in place of grass, which I have to mow every week in my yard. The shrubs provide more value than the grass. We should also push back on the inclusion of Schlafera in the plant palette. This shrub is classified as a Category 2 invasive that can easily escape cultivation and displace native plants in our yards and parks. Including native trees and shrubs in this design will result in a low maintenance and beautiful median. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary Taylor.
Hello again. I'm Mary Taylor, 209 Park Avenue. Thank you, Brady. I would have said the same thing. I am very excited to learn more about the beautification project presented by FDOT tonight. This is a great opportunity to update and showcase our town with green segments similar to our neighboring communities. I have been here long enough to remember a time when this town was the envy of surrounding communities. Park Avenue was completely lined with tall swing palm trees down to and into lovely Kelsey Park. Times changed, mistakes happened, until we were left with a main street no one was proud of. Residential Park Avenue is not a highway or a street. It is the center entrance to this town off of US 1. It is an avenue. I speak for myself. I'm ashamed of the way the trees look along Park Avenue. Not the trees themselves, but the way they look. The town planted the black olive trees and took care of them, replaced them when needed for several years, then abandoned them. Why, I don't know. Because I hear individuals say how much they love this town, but have been unwilling to acknowledge that entire Park Avenue, including residential, was part of the reasons people started to notice the decline in Lake Park's desirability and reputation. Please considering upgrading our Main Street Park Avenue to coincide with the FDOT beautification project. It was interesting, which I didn't realize, and now I know, that the corridors that will become more trafficked will be, one of them will be Park Avenue. And we already have a speeding problem now. It's not the amount of traffic, it's the way that it's designed. And we also have so much more electric bike traffic and scooter traffic and regular bike traffic. Everything goes up and down Park Avenue. And I think that these riders deserve a lane of their own, a safe lane. And so I'm hoping that we can consider at this time, along with the FDOT's beautification project, to do the whole system. And we don't have to spend a lot of money. We don't have to do the whole, road diet, because I don't think probably that's not the right way to go now anyway. With all of the mobility traffic and all, I think they need a lane of their own. And I know we have a lot of young people moving in with strollers and all. and I think they deserve the sidewalk for the pedestrians and the older people and the walkers and the strollers. And all the motorized
Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
need to be out on the street in their own lane. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I don't think this agenda item required a motion, more of input and direction.
Yes,
And,
Commissioner, the FTOP representative Damari has asked to see what is the town's determination in terms of the appetite of moving forward with the agreement, so they could start finalizing the plans. And as they move forward, they'll provide you with all the required information about the low, medium, and the high costs of the landscaping.
Okay. Okay. I think you have,
Do we want to do this by motion, or?
let's do this. Well, there is no maintenance
No, the
agreement. There'll be
direction
The
that
direction.
Okay,
I
so-
would say on the direction, we could use a motion.
Can I try a motion?
Please do make the
I
motion.
move to approve the project but to have FDOT present to us a maintenance plan in 3 levels.
Okay. We have our motion. Town
And-
manager, did you have something?
So just to clarify, so it's approving the direction to notify DOT that this commission has an intent to support the maintenance costs in a future time after the landscaping's installed? Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's what I think they're looking for.
Oh, I think, yeah.
From reading this presentation, they're going to allow us, upon completion, 2 years to prepare for our maintenance program. And what we're doing here is we're agreeing
We're
to
agreeing to continue on.
to continue this project forward.
Yes.
And with the request of having 3 different maintenance proposals presented to us.
Well, Commissioner, just to clarify, what FDOT is looking is the commitment from the commissioner that we agree on the future maintenance responsibility of the corridor once they have completed the project. The town will assume such responsibility on FY20 because it will be completed on the fall of 29, so that it will impact the FY30 budget. Nevertheless, regardless of what the commission determines when they present option 1, low end, medium end, or high end, we have to understand that whatever level we choose, we are assuming such responsibility after that time frame has completed on the warranty of the project.
Okay.
We can discuss afterwards, okay? I want to modify my
Go ahead and modify the motion. We'll do a second, and then we'll have discussion. And during discussion, there is no questions here. It's mostly discussion on the dais.
Wait.
So
So
if
we
you
have
have a
questions.
question,
That's what I'm like saying.
right now is the time to
That's
ask
what I'm
the
saying.
question
That's-
before the motion and the second.
Yeah, because I do have a question. Okay, if we assume the maintenance, then we are assuming the cost of the maintenance, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so with that in mind, depending on what we choose, then we are assuming that cost.
That is correct,
So
Commissioner.
FDOT, unlike FPL, that will be paying us for, maintenance, we in ourselves will be incurring the maintenance on it,
That is correct,
the
Commissioner.
cost of the maintenance.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Well, I have a question now. Normally, is the FDOT person here? Come on up here. Normally, and I'm going to use North Lake Boulevard as an example, that is a state road also. The maintenance costs are borne by the communities in that area, is that correct?
Yes, we usually have landscape projects, but usually they're programmed with a commitment to enter a maintenance agreement. And that maintenance agreement is signed during the design phase, even though the maintenance doesn't come until a few years later after the, what is it called? The maintenance, because the contractor will have 2-year period to maintain it, to make sure that it can live on its own, so to speak. Establishment period.
And that's because of warranty of product and things like that,
So
correct?
you would be entering a maintenance agreement and signing it this year, but it wouldn't take effect to actually maintain it, as Aaron said, early 2030.
And so, in essence, what I'm asking is, this is pretty much a standard procedure to have the communities enter into a maintenance agreement.
Yes.
And as you say, it would be after the establishment period.
And to kind of clarify, because US 1 has an asset maintenance contract that maintains the corridor. They don't have a landscape part of the contract. So I actually verified, if hypothetically you guys said, okay, no, we don't want to enter the maintenance, can our asset maintenance maintain something that's low level? And the answer was no. So it's either landscape or the roadway project will just put grass, and that's it.
We don't want just grass.
Landscaping or nothing.
Okay, so.
Any further questions?
No, now you can
No other-
clarify what
No
it
other
is.
further questions, correct? Okay.
Well, I'm going to modify.
Go ahead and
that.
modify that motion, please.
The motion is, I make the motion to adopt the plan that FDOT has established for the medians on US 1 in Lake Park, and that we, as a town, agree after the establishment period to establish a maintenance program for that, those improvements. And we ask again, as part of that, that you give us a proposal for 3 levels of maintenance cost that we
Okay.
can look at. Thank you. That's my motion. I
Thank
know
you.
that was a long one, but
That's okay. That was that was good.
Second.
Do we have a
I
second?
can second that motion.
Okay. You've gotten beaten by Commissioner Thomas. So Commissioner Thomas, you have the second. Any other further discussion on the dais? Seeing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you for the presentation, as well as the clarifications and the explanations. Okay? Thank you. All right. Town attorney comments.
So that discussion is one of the reasons that the mayor asked me to develop some protocols, and you have a memo for you. I would suggest that you bring that with you to meetings so that we don't get our process mixed up, because that seems to be something that has been occurring, and this hopefully will simplify things for you. Now, this is not, it's similar, but it's not the same as the quasi-judicial process, because the quasi-judicial process is a little bit more formal, and you have applicants and, ex parte disclosures and things like that. So, the second thing I wanted to discuss with the commission is that we had some conversations with counsel for Mr. Perhacs, counsel Terrell Arline. That discussion was to request that the 3 commissioners, that would be the mayor, Commissioner O'Rourke, and Commissioner Linden, be removed from the Sunshine Law complaint. And they've agreed to do that. They requested, sort of as a condition, that that the town agree to early mediation of that case. And so, as you know, in the Sunshine Law case, the longer it goes on, the more it goes on, the more potential for attorney fees and things like that. So I'd like to ask the commission to, I'd like to ask someone to make a motion to mediate that case. And I think, typically the town's representative is the town manager, but in the past you've also had a council member, and I think the vice mayor would be an appropriate person for that, because he was not one of the 3 that were originally named in the complaint and actually wasn't part of that whole process.
Okay, so you understand what the attorney is asking? Someone.
I have a question, Mayor.
Sure. Go ahead, Commissioner O'Rourke.
With regard to with regard to that suggestion and for a motion. The lawsuit is, my understanding, the lawsuit is brought on two different places. That one of our residents brought the lawsuit.
Yes.
And is that the lawsuit
That's
we're
the
talking
Sunshine. Yes, that's the Sunshine Shoot.
about? Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All set? Okay.
I make a motion to move.
Okay. You make so moved?
So move.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Yes, this is, I'm, again, trying to get clarification. This is to do mediation on that lawsuit.
This, yes, Mr. Perhock's lawsuit, the Sunshine lawsuit.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Would this be expedited? Would this be an expedited process?
Well, as soon as we were able to do it, we would endeavor to do it.
Okay, and the trade-off is that the named former and present commissioners would be removed from the lawsuit.
Correct.
Okay. No other further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 4-1.
I have no further comments.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Town manager.
Real quickly, just want to say congratulations to Jamie. I believe today is his anniversary working with us. So is it 2 years? I think it's 2 years. So thanks, Jamie, for all your work and hard work here. Just a couple quick things. We have our grant making, or the grants that the town offers. We have up to $10,000 available. Applications are now available to be submitted. We are accepting them until 5 p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th. If there are any questions, the public can reach out to our grant writer and Chief Public Information Officer, and we're excited to see what is proposed. We also completed, as you know, our Read for the Record program. We had over 500 children that were read to. I think we're still double checking those numbers, but really appreciate our library, all of our department heads, of course, our commission, our community, for participating. It's always great to be able to read to our young ones and get them moving in the path of learning and being excited to read. Also to all the schools and entities that participated. Judy, you did a great job. You and your staff, appreciate you. As you know, the Lake Park Historical Society, we talked about it with the Evergreen House earlier, has moved into the library and is utilizing one of our study rooms. Again, I appreciate Judy finding the room for them. It's an important part of our community. Commissioner Linden, thank you, and of course LJ and Rick and Diana, everyone involved in the Historic Society. Just appreciate you guys. The library is also offering free tax preparation through AARP. They'll be at the libraries on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's a great opportunity for our community to, and those that would qualify to have free tax preparation services provided. On March 14th, it's a Saturday, we have our Tour de Lake Park. We will be meeting here at Lake Park at the Town Hall at 1:45, and then we will be pedaling around the town starting at 2 p.m. We look forward to everyone coming out. Participants, of course, have to be 12 years or older. Please bring your bike, helmet, and a water bottle. We have Sunset Celebration. It'll be, we have a great band. They're really good. The Essence of Motown. They'll be here on Friday, March 27th from 6 to 9 in Kelsey Park. Rianiti and her staff just do an incredible job with that. Encourage the public to come out to that. And then we have a Town of Lake Park community workshop for the Kelsey Park splash pad design. It'll be here in Town Hall on Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we hope that the community will help us to focus on the design and engineering elements of that project. And again, that project at this time is fully funded through CDBG grant funding. We recently asked for an additional for the upcoming allocation to support that as well, because we think some of the costs may be a little bit higher than we think. So we have that submittal. Meryl and her staff and Jamie and his staff helped to put that together. And so anything above that, if there are, we would come back and propose to use property improvement funding, which needs to be used in the Kelsey Park or in the US 1 area. And then also we have been notified that Palm Beach County has identified March as Ethics Awareness Month. And I was wondering if you guys wanted to go forward. We've not done a proclamation for that before, but maybe good to just participate with our Ethics Commission and the IG. If you guys are good with that, we can bring that back at a later date.
I'm good with it.
Good. Everyone else?
Yep.
Ethics Awareness Month. Yeah.
Yep.
And then one other thing that I do want to bring up real quick. A few meetings ago, we talked to you guys about financing through TD Bank for the sanitation vehicle. We now have everything ready to go. The concern is that the original resolution that was in front of you, because we were planning to go with a different bank, but then we received financing that was lower through a local financial institution. The resolution provided a different bank inside the resolution. When we talked about it, we were looking at different ways to be able to move forward. We're going to have to probably come back with another resolution. But I wanted to get direction from you guys in advance to allow us to start proceeding forward with TD Bank, assuming that since you guys have already approved this, allowing us to move forward so that we can get the truck in place and moving that, and then we'll bring the resolution cleaning this all up probably on the March 25th meeting, just to kind of let us move forward with it all.
Commissioner Linden?
What kind of money difference are we looking at between the original one and the new resolution?
This was where you guys had approved it, and Jamie, it was, I believe it was
I think the
6%, and we went to like 3 or 4%.
I think the difference was the
Okay.
percentage. The percentage was lower with TD
It was a
Banks.
significant number.
Yeah.
That is
It was-
correct. That is
It was like a $30,000 savings is
Right.
what I think Barbara's projecting.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So again, it just allows us to move forward, and then we'll come back and do the cleanup administratively through a resolution. Okay.
Can we do it as a motion right now?
What you need from us?
Can I do it as a motion right now?
The problem is that the resolution that was adopted
Established a
had
different
the other
bank.
lender.
Okay.
So, that's the official record.
Well,
So
let's bring it back with another.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's bring
So
it
we
back
just-
again.
Direction to go start moving forward, though, with TD Bank?
No. What the town attorney is saying, we had already approved go ahead.
I'm saying it's okay to start. I'm just saying you're going to need to adopt that so the public record is clear
Correct.
that it's TD Bank and not the other lender.
And then we'll go forward, start moving forward with the paperwork, and then we'll clean it up administratively at the next meeting through a resolution.
Thank you.
Is that the direction?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Town
Appreciate
attorney.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all set? All right, commissioner comments, did you have
I had a question for you. It's residents asked me to ask. With the Historic Society up in, I want to call it Media Center Library, is LJ going to be there throughout the day?
He'll be there. I don't believe he'll be there is it
Actually, I
every
think
day?
they're moving to the library, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Judy Cooper, Library Director. LJ is going to be there definitely on Tuesday when he's scheduled to be, but he'll be in and around a lot during the week.
Okay, that's.
But he's
I
definitely got scheduled hours on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay. All said, right?
I'm done. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to do commissioner comments. I'm going to start with you, Commissioner Linden.
Thank you very much. On the move from the Historic Society from the House, LJ and Rick are totally excited. And while Tuesday is their research day, expect to see them there daily, especially, or at least LJ, if there's somebody that's asking a historic question. So I think it's a great move. We're going to get more people involved in the history. Speaking to that, had the chance here at Town Hall to meet with Amanda Kelsey, a descendant of the Kelsey family. And they moved into Singer Island, her and her husband. Extremely interested in the history of the town, what we're doing. She's going to go back. Her dad should have some artifacts from when he lived in Lake Park. They also moved to North Palm. So great meeting, and we're going to have a lot of stuff going back and forth. So.
Mr. Mayor, can I just jump in real quick? Do you mind?
No.
So just to tell you a super quick story. So we're sitting around the table. We're meeting with this young lady. And, you know, again, like Commissioner said, she's moving to Singer Island. Grew up in North Palm Beach.
Yes.
And so we have one of our staff members sitting right next to her, and Commissioner Linden and I are sitting right across from them, so we can see the expressions of all of this. So the staff member says, "So where did you live in North Palm?" And she goes, "Wherever it was, you know." And he goes, "And what street?" And it's kind of feeling like almost a little uncomfortable, like, you know, and we're looking at this and wondering what's going on. And then he looks at her and goes, "What address?" And now you're wondering, like, is he going to ask for her social security number next? You know, and like, why is this like so important? Like, does he, you know, turns out he lives in the in the house that she grew up in.
Oh,
and
wow.
And so it was the funniest thing in the world. We're all laughing about it, and it turns out that, you know, there's this connection now. Of course, Kelsey here, you know, founder of our community, but then one of our employees lives, but turns out that he also knocked down her house and and then he rebuilt a new house. So I said, "There you go. We're not getting any money from this foundation." Wow. But it was a pretty funny thing. So I'm sorry to take over a little bit.
No, that was a good story.
Super funny stories.
That was a very good story.
But she felt very comfortable with us, and she asked me how long I've been here, and I said 11 years. And she said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania." And here, her father taught at the University of Pittsburgh most of his life and lived right down over the hill from where we lived in Pittsburgh. So we got to Pittsburgh, and then I pulled out my Steeler notebook, and she went crazy. Wish I had an extra one. I'd have given it to her. But so we're going to see a lot of her. She's got a couple connections, but the house was the funniest story. Yeah, we reeled her in.
It would have been great to have video of it.
All right.
The facial expressions were the best.
What address was it?
What's that?
Yeah, so the address.
Oh, just joking.
All set?
Yeah, her husband's an attorney and just opened up a practice in West Palm.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that, Commissioner Linden. You don't have anything else, do you?
No, I'm good. That
Okay.
was it.
Commissioner O'Rourke.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention with regard to one of our consent agenda items that was approved on the Southern Outfall Initiative Stormwater Improvement Project. That project initially was started with a grant for $11.2 million, 11.1. and the costs went up because the projects were not completed in proper time. And I'm mentioning this because we have a superstar that works for this town. And I know we have a lot of superstars that work. Our staff is incredible. But I have to call out and mention Meryl for the work she does in our grants as our grant writer, getting an additional $1.7 million more to work on this project. Okay, here she comes.
Hi, while I am Marilyn, would love to accept that. It wasn't me who got the additional money. I can't take the
But
credit.
then let's find out who that was, because that's really something that deserves recognition.
I mean, you can applaud me all you want, but that one wasn't me.
So the recognition has to be given to John Woolley. He worked with me and with Merrill, and he was the one that pursued and approached the grantor. And based on his determination and assistance with them, we were able to get not the only the 1.7, but the additional 1 year to complete the project.
Excellent, thank you. I just wanted to have recognition for that. Thank you. That's it.
That's it? Okay. Commissioner Thomas.
I just wanted to say welcome back, Meryl. I'm so happy to see you because we know that you were ill, and it's when a member of our family isn't here, we all feel it. So welcome back.
Okay. Vice Mayor.
I just want to invite everybody out this Saturday at 5 o'clock in the ballroom here to play a little bingo. Thanks to Texas Roadhouse for contributing. They got some great prizes. We got dinners for two. Publix got a lot of gift cards that they put out, and also Oceana Coffee. So come out, grab a little bite to eat, some live music, fellowship with some community, get to know some people, and have a good time. 5 o'clock.
Okay. That's going to be actually a busy day that Saturday because your bingo is in the evening, but in the daytime, I believe it's the morning time, we have the Kelsey Cup, which is a fundraising tournament that will be held at our pickleball courts. It's actually, the organizer is a Lake Park resident. He's been to our meetings before, Mr. Teron Mercer, and I want to thank Mr. Mercer for putting this together. He's doing it for a good cause. Some of the proceeds is going to go towards the pickleball courts, as well as some of the proceeds will go to a nonprofit. And he's already informed me that we've had residents that have signed up for the tournament and will be participating in the Kelsey Cup tournament. Actually, one of which is my own daughter, who will be here, and she is a Lake Park resident, so it will be enjoying to see her compete with her friend in this tournament, and that's another good thing for the town to do when a resident takes the initiative to put something together for a good cause. They work with the community and try to engage the community in this initiative. So I want to thank Mr. Mercer again for his efforts. And as well as
Mayor, I'm sorry, can I, what time does that start?
8 o'clock?
Oh.
8 o'clock.
A.m.?
A.m. Well, I mean, you can walk the dog over there. I mean, what's the problem? A.m. All right. Some of us will be there and some of us will not.
That's good.
Okay, so pickleball players play early before the sun rises. So
See you all there.
okay, so also Vice Mayor, your bingo is that evening. Is that evening? You're good for that, right? Okay, so your bingo will be that evening in the evening, and I look forward to seeing the residents there to participate, engage, and enjoy a night of bingo. And most importantly, something coming up this coming Tuesday is Election Day. I encourage all residents that can vote to vote. And of course, also to look at your candidates and do your research on your candidates, so that way you make that decision and that choice moving forward, who will be the person that sits in this mayor's seat. I have nothing to say about that as the incumbent, at least not till after the election is done. But the important thing is we need more involvement in the voting polls. In past, numbers have been low, and we need more people involved in local politics because it is highly important. I know everybody looks at the national level as well as the state level, but the local level is just as important, if not in some ways more important, in my opinion, than any other political view and landscape out there. So I encourage everybody this Tuesday, March 10th, the polls will be open from 7. They will close at 7. Please come out and vote. And of course, do your homework on the candidates. With that, again, I echo Commissioner Thomas's sentiments, Merrill. Happy to see you out and on foot. And staff, you're doing great as always. And with that, I will entertain a motion of adjournment if there's not any request for adjournment items.
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Anybody want a second?
I was late. Second.
Can we
Oh, you had something to say?
Okay.
Can we have discussion?
Discussion?
I have no objection to that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody.
Mike,